Anders Behring Breivik, the alleged shooter, alleged and self-confessed. You know, I think we go overboard sometimes with the alleged claims. I think this case, the self-confessed shooter of the both Norway terrorist incidents has been assessed as insane by psychiatrists who have been evaluating him. And is that actually a picture of him that's over my shoulder?
Yeah.
You know who it looks like?
No.
Julian Assange.
Well, they're both Scandinavian.
There's a similar look there, isn't there?
Yeah.
In any event, we're not talking about Julian Assange. We're talking about Anders Behring Breivik. And
aren't they? Wait. He was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're both Scandinavian. I mean, it's a very pure gene pool over there.
Right. So I believe that. So he was being accused of, or rather, he stands accused of both of those shootings, and it has been determined that he was suffering from paranoid schizophrenia at the time of both of those incidents. One of them led to the death of 77 people and injured 151. This was on July 22nd, and psychiatrists have said he was in a psychotic state at that time. Now, this is going to have to be reviewed by some forensic psychiatrists. He's going to be tried in April. It's likely he would go to psychiatric care rather than prison. He admits to carrying out the attacks, but he pleaded not guilty. And his argument was that the attacks were atrocious, but necessary for his campaign to defend Europe against a Muslim invasion he claimed was imminent. And two psychiatrists who interviewed him 13 different times concluded that he lives in his own, quote, delusional universe where all his thoughts and acts are guided by his delusions. He's 32 years old. This is a difficult situation, Lewis, because as we've talked about many, many times, I think Lewis reacting weirdly to the story.
No, I thought I was looking at the picture, and it looks like he has two different color eyes.
Oh, well, I think it's just the lighting.
Yeah.
I think that there's certain crimes where you can't possibly be in a normal state of mind to commit them, right? Therefore, would we just say anyone who commits certain crimes, by definition, shouldn't be in prison? They should be in psychiatric care? I mean, let me give you an example. Well, actually, you know, even looking at this very superficially, to commit a murder, any type of murder that is in cold blood or not clearly manslaughter, I don't think you can really be in a correct state of mind to decide I'm going to murder someone. Now, heat of passion. Now, hold on.
Yeah, certain situations.
Heat of passion where someone you know has just been killed and you lash out. You know, maybe that's, we could argue there that's somebody who does know what they're doing is wrong and is not in a psychotic or schizophrenic state of mind. But any kind of premeditated mass murder like this, wouldn't it? Could you really be in a normal state of mind and do that? I don't know. I'm not sure that you could.
No, I think it's, I guess it's possible, yes, but I think it's safe to assume that anyone who does something like this probably has something wrong.
I mean, let's take it
right?
another level. Pedophilia. Anybody who molests kids based on an attraction to children, an attraction to prepubescent children, is that not by definition mental illness?
I don't know.
I guess the difference is, does being mentally ill make you unfit to stand trial or criminally insane to the extent that the court requires? You don't know what you're doing is wrong. At the same time, though, a lot of these religiously motivated terroristic actions, whether they're domestic right-wing terror or foreign terror, whatever it is, most of those people would say, I realize what I'm doing is against the law. However, I don't really think I'm wrong here. I think I'm actually doing something right because it's a means to an end.
Right.
Is that insanity? I don't know. I have so many questions when we talk about they are criminally insane, they are not fit to stand trial, because so many crimes to me could only be committed by people who are not of sound mind.
Right. I think it's pretty safe to assume that this guy is insane. And in a lot of cases, being in one of those psychiatric clinics is similar to being in prison. Although I'm going to guess that after seeing the pictures of the Norwegian prison, seeing how it's basically like a 3-star hotel, I'm going to guess that the psychiatric facilities are probably even nicer than that.
Yeah, I haven't seen. We definitely did take a look at the prison system in Norway. but we did not look at what the psychiatric facilities would be like. I mean, you're right. A lot of our assumption is that it's not as bad to be in a psychiatric facility the rest of your life compared to being in prison. That's probably not always true. I don't know, it varies from country to country, it varies from region to region, but there must be situations where being in the psychiatric ward of a prison or simply being in a psychiatric hospital against your will is just as bad or worse as being in prison.
Oh yeah, and I've seen stories of poorly funded, poorly run psychiatric clinics where, I mean, basically you've just got a bunch of people running around, throwing their feces around, going completely crazy, like horrible conditions.
Right.
And
you've been to these?
No. I've read about these, but
right.
And a lot of them aren't even in this country.
A lot of them aren't even real. They were just in movies.
No, these are real. These places exist. It can be pretty bad.